All right, guys, and what is going on? This is the Club of the Man 1993, and rats, I did not do a special entrance for my 205 live review like I did my NXT UK, but I couldn't really think of one to do because I've done, Leo Rush how many times. He wasn't really the highlight of this show tonight, so I didn't do a special entrance for the 205 live, but I will be doing one for NXT, of course, the year review video, of course, as well next, but yeah, so we're live again to talk about this week's episode of 205 Live, which took place, in the words of Mick Foley, that was a big time botch when it was in Columbus, Ohio in 2016. It took place right here in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. Oh, goodness. We did that botch to the Raw after Roadblock ended the line, which I still wasted $100 going to that show. But anyways, yeah, so that's where 205 Live took place. And overall, not a bad show. I kind of had a little bit of an issue, though, with the results, though, and I'll get to that in just a second. We basically just had two matches on the show, as it was announced that last week that at the Royal Rumble, since Buddy Murphy requested he wanted competition, he wanted to prove that he is the best cruiserweight there is in the world. So he's going to get a fatal four-way match. And we had two of the matches this week. The first being Callisto and Lio Rush. The second match being Akira Tozawa and Drew Gulak, which kind of made sense since they just got over feuding with each other in some ways. And then next we're going to be getting a match between Cedric Alexander and Hideo Itami. So bunch of fresh names in there, but of course I'll get to like why I have a little bit of a problem with this though at the end, and why I didn't give this as high of a grade as I should, because both matches we got tonight were pretty good. Gotta give them the credit. So the show opens up once again, as I said, in NXT UK, having a graphic to honor the memory of Mean Gene Okerlund, who passed away today. And then we have Drake Maverick does his usual intro, running down tonight's matches, and also saying he's going to have an announcement for us later on for something for 205 Live coming in 2019. So we open up with Callisto and Lio Rush, which was not a bad match between these two. Definitely, again, they're both made of smaller guys, but they're quick, agile. And we see Callisto do a springboard moonsault senton, an avalanche fall away slam that he sent Callisto all the way to the Rumble for sure, as the cage side seat says here. He does set for a Salida del Sol, but then Leo countered it for a kill switch, but Callisto kicked out, and of course, Leo was starting to get kind of frustrated. Towards the end, they traded pump kicks for a crescent kick, but Leo was able to TKO Callisto across the top rope. Callisto got back in at the absolute last second, though, as he was nearly counted out. Of course, Lio Rush was trying to get a count out victory. He got frustrated, and then the Lucha House Party was on the apron, still swing their little toys and whatnot, but then they're noisemakers. But then and then he went to kick one out of Lince Dorado's hand. But then Lince Dorado got on the apron and started jawing at each other while Callisto is recovering. And then Lio Rush starts begging for him to come in to attack him, because if that's the case, Callisto would get disqualified. So Grandma's trying to hold him back, saying, no, don't do this. You're going to disqualify Callisto and whatnot. When he came back, it wasn't right away, but he just turned around, he grabbed Callisto. So it wasn't he turned around and boom, it was there, but he turned around, he grabbed Callisto, but just like that, Callisto hit the Salida del Sol on Lio Rush to get the victory. So Lio Rush suffers his second loss on 205 Live, coming up just short to Callisto, thanks to a little bit of a distraction. And Callisto winning wasn't bad, but my thing was okay, it still bothered me because the way they're being booked on Raw with the whole Lucha House Party thing, again, why are they getting these numbers advantage, So I kind of seemed the Lucha House Party be somewhat of a tad bit of a distraction to Callisto. I understand they didn't make it look that big of a deal, since they had Lio Rush, be able to kind of get in there and grab onto Callisto. It looked like he had a chance, but then Callisto just like that, turn it around. But so they kind of threw Lio Rush off a little bit in his plan, if you know what I mean. So I don't know, that kind of bothered me a little bit, but I guess Callisto winning is okay going into the um shoot, what am I saying here? Going into the match at Royal Rumble. So we had that happen. Afterwards, we see Buddy Murphy and Tony Nese backstage watching. They watched both matches. We had Drew Gulak and gentleman Jack Gallagher talking strategy. Gulak was interviewed saying that there are many words he described himself with: the submission specialist, leader, and above all, realist. Last week only proved that Izawa and Kendrick are low-rent brawlers, and he's by no means an underdog. Tonight is a wrestling match with rules, which puts Izawa at an utter disadvantage. And when he steps up, he will tap out. We didn't see Izawa and Kendrick in a training session as he's holding up little punching bags for Izawa to hit with Drew Gulak's face on it, which was kind of funny. Then we have Drake Maverick making this announcement, telling us about how a new year means new opportunities, and he has no intention of resting on his laurels, and he's been scouting the globe for new talent. That means we can expect some new faces on 205 Live for it to remain, a premier destination for the best cruiserweight wrestling in the world. So don't know who it's going to be, but we'll probably see some new faces on 205 Live. Even if they pull one or two people from Raw or SmackDown, if they did want to get Finn Balor involved in the feud on 205 Live, I wouldn't be completely opposed to it, even though he's still too good for the cruiserweight division. But since Mustafa Ali is now getting shots on SmackDown Live, I'm sure the Lucha House Party, and then that talk about the Bookwell's getting a shot on Raw, and I wouldn't mind seeing it Cedric Alexander, so many others, get other shots besides just the cruiserweight division. So since that's happening, I'm like, sweet. So you know what? Again, if people from Raw or SmackDown want to get in the cruiserweight title picture, be my guest, because they can come out of the cruiserweight division now, from what it looks like. Then we had our main event, Akira Tozawa taking on Drew Gulak. Match was a little bit long, but I thought it was kind of good telling the story with the recent tension between Tozawa and Gulak, and also with Kendrick and Gallagher as well. Well, Kendrick and Gallagher were not at ringside; they stayed at the side. They stayed backstage during this match, but it was not bad at all. The first part of the match kind of looked like Tozawa was kind of adapting to Kendrick's game with the whole idea of the submissions. We did see some other stuff like a power bomber over the ropes and into the Frankensteiner to the floor, diving, because Tozawa hit a diving guillotine senton across the back of the Legal Eagle's neck, shoulder power bomb into the turnbuckles. We saw the Tenryu power bomb was also another near fall. We had a lot of near falls in this match. Gulak did reverse a tilt-a-whirl octopus hold back into a stretch muffler, but then Tozawa got to the rope to break it, and then it seemed like even though Gulak is against the high flying and whatnot, he started to kind of play Tozawa's game, but because when Tozawa did go for a diving senton, he did try to hit the Gulak, but Tozawa clawed and rolled through the ropes and to the floor. They started brawling on the floor, and they recovered. The trading shots. Drew threw him into the ring and got booted to the floor off the ropes. Tozawa hit a suicide dive, and he was all fired up. Gulak cut him off. Big slap jaw on him, and he climbed up the rope to meet him. It looked like that, Gulak was trying to, go out of his comfort zone a little bit, but once again, it costs him. And Tozawa knocks him down and with a headbutt and hit the flying the flying senton on him, and Akira Tozawa is going to the cruiserweight championship match at Royal Rumble. Now, before I get, of course, to the ending segment, here's what the problem I kind of have with Tozawa going, though. I don't mind Akira Tozawa, but I still feel like he hasn't been quite built up to be a serious contender on 205 Live. He's been used on 205 Live since Triple H took over. He was, part of a tag team with Hideo Itami, but he lost that feud. He put over Leo Rush, and I don't think he's had a couple other matches, but he haven't really treated that seriously. Yeah, he did win the feud with Gulak and Gallagher, but to me, I still feel like he was quite ready to be in the Cruiserweight Championship picture yet, in my opinion. So it's like Buddy Murphy said he wants the best cruiserweights. I mean, maybe Callisto, but I mean, this match could have featured because next week we are getting Itami and Alexander in a match, which I think Itami should win the match. But we could have had like if you want the best cruiserweights, it should have been Murphy, Itami, Ali, and Alexander, or something like that. Not like Tozawa, Callisto, who's on the borderline like great and like okay, and Itami, which I guess is still a decent card. But I guess I wouldn't say if the story here is for Murphy to want to be able to prove he's the best cruiserweight, I wouldn't just think Akira Tozawa being in the match. Yeah, again, I don't hate the guy. He deserves to be a champion. Well, again, keep forgetting he was champion for 6 days. But I just don't know if he really fits this storyline, in my opinion. Of course, afterwards we get backstage promos backstage with Alexander to talk about how he doesn't scare easily, and he doesn't get scared easily, and Itami doesn't intimidate him. He doesn't care who he is or what he's done, because their match will end the same way the last time, with Cedric's hand being raised. Then we have Itami and his now new little pal Arya Daivari commenting on Alexander's comments and saying that Alexander picked himself up after his buddy Ali went to SmackDown, but this isn't the same Itami he fought last year. Itami has some words in Japanese from Alexander, and Daivari says that Cedric wants his title back, but all he's going to get is a lesson in respect, which is probably indicating that we're probably going to get a match with Itami and Alexander. I think Itami's going to win that match. Maybe we could get a feud with Arya Daivari and Cedric Alexander or something like that to put over him as well, and kind of like send Cedric in some type of like a downward spiral. And as I said, he can go to SmackDown or something like that and turn heel and feud with Mustafa Ali, which I think would be a great non-title match for a feud on a pay-per-view down the line to WrestleMania, maybe. Who knows? Or it could be sooner, in Fastlane or something like that. But it definitely could be some interesting stuff. So other than, this was a really good show with both matches. But other than the fact that Akira Tozawa got a big victory, but I still don't think he's ready for a cruiserweight title match yet. And just the weird ending to the Leo Rush and Callisto match, I'll give these episode a B+, almost an A-, but just a couple little nitpicks I had to throw in there. But definitely an interesting way to start off a 205 Live for 2019. So I give it a B+. What grade would you give 205 Live, guys? Your thoughts down in the comment section below. And be sure, as always, to click my like and subscribe or comment on my channel. Follow me on Twitter @DemandEverybody. Guys, we'll be back again in just a second. We'll review tonight's episode of NXT, and of course we will do the end of the year awards voting as well live for NXT as well. Kind of just talk about the year of NXT as well for 2018. So until then, guys, I'll see you all then. I'll catch you guys all in a second. Again, click my like and subscribe or comment on my channel. You may follow me on Twitter as well @DemandEverybody3, and I'll see you guys all in just a second. So until then, guys, peace out, everybody.